2021 was a crazy year, but are you guys ready for 2022? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to give you guys 6 tips on how to be a better Funko Pop collector or Funko Soda collector in 2022. And when I say better, I mean how to better strategize your collecting habits and focuses so you can get the soda chases and Funko Pop grails in your collection while saving time and, of course, money. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. My name is John. This is Slapshotpops, and we are all about Funko and Lego collecting and getting what you guys want in your collections without having to shell out an arm and a leg. So without further ado, 2022 is on the horizon, and let's get into our 6 tips for how you guys can be a better collector. So tip number 1 for today's video is determine and establish a monthly budget for yourselves. And what I mean by monthly budget is figure out all of your necessary bills and daily household expenses, subtract all that from your income, and then figure out how much exactly do you have to spend on collectibles every single month. It may sound very, very basic. However, I've seen way too many people and collectors rush into the hobby. They spend tons of money, they get in over their head, and they realize that they have to drastically cut back and sell things that they do not want to do. We're going to be doing a lot of videos in 2022 focused on budgeting and how to better focus your money on the stuff you want, and of course how to pay attention to trending market values and prices. So that is our tip number 1, establish a monthly budget. Tip number 2, figure out exactly which genres, lines, or characters that you specifically want to collect, and realize that you cannot collect everything. With the pace that some of these companies like Funko are producing and pumping out products, it's just physically impossible to be a completionist. Once you realize that and you figure out exactly what you want, you're going to be a lot happier and more satisfied knowing that you want a specific item, focusing in on how to get that item quicker for your collection, and in turn then receiving it and getting it into your collection. For tip number 3, we all have a lot of high-end stuff that we eventually hope to attain one day. My advice, and this is something that I do every single year, make a list of all the higher-end Pops, Soda Chases, Lego sets, anything that you're going after that you consider a grail or a highly sought-after collectible. Make a list at the beginning of the year, January 2022, of everything that you would love to get, even if it's something crazy and way out of your budget. Put it down on a list, so then at the end of 2022, you can see how many things you were able to knock off that list. Then throughout the year, if you're not getting the stuff from your list and you're getting distracted by newer items, which is totally okay, you can always reference that list to see what do you truly want and need for your collection that will in turn make you happy. For tip number 4, this is a big one and can be a little bit controversial. We've discussed it a lot on Pop Force 1, that is our weekly Thursday night live stream with myself, Rock and Roll, Professor Josh, and the Poppin' Duo. We talk about all the weekly collecting news, and one of the things we've discussed a lot recently is pre-ordering, and that is why for tip number 4, I highly encourage all of you to not pre-order anything in 2022. Now, this may seem like a strong or aggressive stance, however, with pre-ordering, it comes a lot of waiting, and with that waiting, people get impatient, they get frustrated, and when something doesn't come on time, they tend to take out that frustration on small retailers, companies, or even Funko in general. It also ties up a lot of money from your budget that you could be using on stuff that's already out and circulating around in the marketplace. So that's why I think to avoid that frustration, to avoid that strain on your monthly budget, don't pre-order anything. Wait until that item eventually hits the market, and then you'll be able to get it without hopefully paying a lot more than the pre-order price. For tip number 5, this is a big one, but one that I feel like we don't really talk about much as collectors, and that is learn how to cope with adversity and setbacks. There are going to be a lot of things that happen throughout your collecting career that frustrate you. You may not get a good pop in a mystery box. You may order something that comes in damaged and it was because of poor packaging on behalf of the company, or simply the post office played soccer with your box. You may also play in a lot of raffles and you find yourself constantly losing. It's okay. Things like this are going to happen. It's important for us as collectors and people to take a deep breath, take a step back, and it's always okay if you need to take a break from collecting to cope with those stresses and those frustrations. The Funko community isn't going anywhere, and you're always welcome to come back to collecting whenever you feel like you're ready. There's really no need to take to social media and bash anybody because you're frustrated with these setbacks. They happen to everybody, and that's what being integrated with the community is all about. We get to make friends with everybody and interact with one another and learn how other people coped with setbacks and how they overcame them as a collector. And this brings us into tip number 6 and our final tip for the video, and that is have fun. This may seem very simple, but I find that a lot of people get very stressed and they don't remember why they started collecting in the first place. If you're not having fun, please, by all means, take a step back. Come back to the community when you're ready, because collecting any sort of product, toy, or collectible, it's supposed to be fun and enjoyable and give you a daily way to relieve some of those stresses from our everyday lives. That's what collecting is all about. If you take away anything from this video, take away this: your mental health, being financially stable, and having fun while collecting and interacting with other members of the Funko and Lego communities is what everything is all about. And that's why for today's Monday motivation, I want everyone to realize that no matter what you enjoy collecting, the most important thing you will ever collect in your life is people. Family members, friends, co-workers, and fellow collectors, those relationships that we build through common hobbies, interests, and things that we enjoy together are the most important thing you'll ever attain. You could get the #1 grail on your want list, and I guarantee you it will never meet the satisfaction that you will get out of gaining a friend or fellow collector from this community. And you can take that to the bank, because there are so many people in this community that I have met, interacted with, and some I've even had the pleasure of interacting with in real life, and I've just truly enjoyed it. And even though I love having all of these items up on my shelves, I cannot wait to meet so many more people in person moving into 2022 and beyond. Anyway, guys, that's all of my tips for collecting and how to become a better collector in 2022. Let me know down your thoughts in the comment section below what you guys think of these tips. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Is there something I left out, something that should have been added to the list? I want to hear everyone's thoughts and feelings about how we are moving into 2022. I think overall it's going to be a much better year. I think we have a lot to look forward to from Funko, Lego, and all these other great toy companies. It's going to be awesome. So remember, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please smash that subscribe button. And as always, don't stop shooting until you score.